Judy Trinh from CTV National happens to be at Pearson this morning. Judy, tell us what you saw and heard.
Hi, Nick. We arrived about a half hour ago, and as we got here getting ready to board our flights, what we heard from people in the terminal was that they heard shots, that there was a huge police presence. I don't have information from the ground from official police sources, but we have spoken to airport terminal staff, and what they tell us is that there was a shooting from across the road outside the departures area. They don't have any more information other than that, but what I can tell you is that we saw police, as you have been showing, Nick, a huge traffic jam of cars, of passengers trying to get dropped off, trying to make their flights. And we have seen police actually lead dozens of passengers on the ramp as they get out of the cars into the terminal. So police are trying to facilitate travelers that way. I was just inside the terminal, and police are putting out basically a general announcement asking anyone who may have seen something to go to the Peel police station on the departures level at Pearson right now. This is outside the domestic terminal, Nick.
Okay, and Judy, so this is breaking news. I want everyone to understand what we're dealing with here. And Judy, you just said something I think really important here, because it kind of corroborates and lines up with what we're seeing from these pictures from Chopper 24, that of a tarp outside the terminal there. So it appears that nothing may have happened inside right now. Is that a fair assessment, that there seems to have been nothing inside the terminal and that this was outside?
Mm-hmm. That's right. I was just inside the terminal, and it's calm. There are not very many passengers because people are having trouble getting to the terminal. So what staff have told us was that there was a shooting, that someone was shot outside the terminal, departures terminal, domestic terminal here at Pearson. That would be Terminal 1. When we arrived, we saw a huge police presence. The ramp leading up to the gates were closed, and what we saw were officers basically assisting passengers, leading them up the rampway to get into the airport so they can make their flights. But we are being told by airport staff to expect delays, that most flights will probably be delayed until they figure out what's going on, until they are able to clear this scene. So all passengers should be monitoring their flights, seeing what departure times have changed.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to figure, Pearson Airport is one of the most, secure areas. The amount of, video surveillance, camera surveillance at Pearson, police must be going through that already, Judy. So the other thing I wanted to point out here is, do you know, Judy, you mentioned about these flights. Is that only outbound flights that appear to be delayed at this point? I mean, it's hard to, or would they be turning around flights that may be coming in? Do you have any clearance on that at this point?
I don't have any clearance on that, any clarity on that. Mm-hmm. I can tell you it is outbound flights because I was getting ready to board a flight to Saskatoon to cover the election with the Conservatives. We are being told to clear the scene so that police can do their work. So I am going to, Nick, I'm going to say goodbye to you, and I'm going to go inside the terminal.
All right, CTV National's Judy Trinh live at Pearson. Coincidentally, she's on her way, at least trying to cover the Pierre Poilievre campaign as he moves to Saskatoon.